Get testing, Dan.
And it's all sorts of weird stuff
I got a
going
lot
on.
more out of it.
I mean, I really like the arc and the establishment.
you
It's
reckon?
so big you can't comprehend it.
Right. So
That's
why
right.
don't we start with the Falcon and the
Yeah.
Winter Soldier?
Starts with
Yeah.
the last final episode of
Yeah.
TFATWS.
The fat wuss.
The
Yeah,
fat wuss.
that's what it's called.
There's our title sorted out. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, loved it. No complaints. I think for me the highlights were obviously Captain America Vulture,
Captain America Vulture.
Falcon.
The spangly new
Falcon.
outfit.
the American Vulture, whatever you like to call it. I love that kind of combo of suits and wings and stuff.
Wings and shield and stars and
Lots
stripes.
of questions about the suit, and I thought it would be more kind of Iron Man-y, for want of a better word, and or Black Panther.
It's got his high tech like goggle things that can see through walls and
Yeah,
Don't they
whatnot.
actually offer any protection? Or
Well, they might be bulletproof, you know.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
With
I mean,
a shield,
maybe
there's
it's
need
got
protection.
the kinetic absorption thing that Black Panther has. We don't know.
I mean, I know he's quite kick-ass as a general dude.
Yeah.
But I was expecting more of a kind of upgrade. Apart from
Mm.
but yeah, still, hey, it works. He's pretty handy with the shield.
Yeah.
Can't complain. So that was good. The other thing was the way they played all the kind of race stuff. I think was just top notch. Because when he said, "A lot of people are going to be hating me right now for wearing this suit," that was real. A lot of people will be hating for wearing. He wasn't messing around. So that was quite interesting. I thought the way they played that was quite good. But yeah, top notch stuff. When's the next season?
Well,
Series?
we got all the other side jobbies to go. We got Loki and all that.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Bit disappointed
Yeah.
with Piggy.
Dude, evil Sharon.
Yeah.
That was obvious, though, was it not? Like, she's got access to satellites, she's got super mintage, she's untouchable in the place.
The whole power broker thing was kind of like, oh, that kind of makes sense. But it's like, why is she like, she's Peggy Carter's. She should be like not a.
Your Aunt Peggy would not be impressed.
No, very
No, she
disappointed.
wouldn't be, but it's in the comics, so,
Why?
service
Yeah,
to the comics.
I didn't know that. So.
Okay, yeah.
By the way, I've got the right shirt on today. There you go.
Hey, he's on brand. Yeah, I was quite surprised about that.
That's my take on it. Loved it. No complaints. Right.
I mean, I was a bit disappointed with the ending, to be honest. I wanted the series to be longer, in truth. I just wanted more depth of the character development stuff, which of course you'd need longer to do that. I felt it was just a bit too action smashy, and Walker's just suddenly transitioned from almost peak psychopath to cracking jokes and walking out with Bucky was just a bit like jarring to me. I was like, where did that? Why? Like, just show him coming down a bit. Just don't have it just go straight from 50 to like 0 kind of thing. And then for me, I found the monologues very preachy, and I didn't agree with a lot of the politics, and I found it very hypocritical. Like this finale really, for me, changed my perception on a lot of the other stuff that they brought up in the series. And so for me, it was a bit of an unfortunate sour taste at the very end for me.
Oh, no. I think you're right. I think it could have done with like an extra episode maybe, just to kind of put Walker in a position where he's like primed to be not a douche.
Yeah.
And then maybe to kind of get a bit more build up on the characters reaching their apex, as it were.
Yeah.
In terms of where they were in the story. But I mean, I thought it was. I think the new outfit's cool. I thought the Captain Falcon shout out was quite funny. Being a Smash Bros fan, I laughed at that.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
So the burning question before Sam launches is: Dave, have you seen it?
No.
No.
That's
fine. It's gone quite quickly. No, I'll catch up at some point. I decide to renew my Disney subscription, which won't be just yet.
Okay, there you go.
I did like the Isaiah
Some
stuff.
holidays.
I thought that was quite cool when he has like the bit in the exhibit. And he's like, "Oh man, I get my own bit in the exhibit." I like that.
I like that
That
emotionally.
was real sweet.
But again, I really didn't like some of the messaging. By this point in the series, I was like, you've just completely flipped what I liked about episode 1. So, without getting into the weeds of it, I was so annoyed, I wrote up a long thing last night. I was just trying to puzzle it out in my head. I was like, am I going mad? What do I really think about all this that they're trying to say? Because they're getting very sort of, in the weeds of race politics and politics in general with the whole sort of the flag smashers and borders and acquisition of resources and how it's distributed and stuff. And man, there's a lot of hypocrisy in this show. When you start delving deep into it, all that good feels that you get from the banter between Bucky and Sam is still there, but it just feels a little bit undermined the whole time. So,
okay, right, Sam, come on, hit us.
Everyone's kind of like, right, okay, so no, I like the episode. I thought the action was the weakest part. I thought the action was good, not great.
The helicopter scene was really make out what was bloody going on because it's so dark.
Yeah, it just kind of felt a bit.
Yeah, the whole nighttime thing was a bit. Yeah.
I liked Sam's fight with Mr. Frenchie or whatever it was. I quite liked that.
It's a bit pointless. He could have flown out to get and save people.
I mean, where's the cool thing? So one thing I do have. This Neil brought up about the suit. It feels like Sam. I feel like he should have the super soldier serum. I get the whole point of it. It feels like, okay, but you don't want to turn him into another Iron Man. I think actually, I still am annoyed. I wanted to see Rhodey come back, but whatever. That was a pipe. They could have, but they didn't. Whatever, it's fine. I'm not annoyed. I kind of, because there's a few moments where I was like, okay, is it the suit that's holding all that? Because even if he's got the wings, he still would be kind of pressed in against that truck that was kind of falling off the edge. Like, God, this hurt.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of thought, I think he should have had the serum, because actually, like, he's got the right mentality anyway. So that's my thoughts on that. I agree with you, Elliot, that John Walker kind of flipped quite quickly.
Yeah.
I wish that had happened. I wanted that to happen. I wish that had happened a bit kind of over an episode or two.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that they didn't just turn him into just bad guy because bad guy. Like, I like the fact that he's actually got substance. I still stand by Wyatt Russell's a good actor. Like, I think
he is.
He's got real potential. I like the fact that he kind of actually had his redemption. As I said, wanted him to have that. It was cool. And actually, I've now decided that as much as I think the actor's good, Carly's the most annoying POS. I'm sorry, but she's so high and mighty up her own self, and the way she says Sam just for some reason really annoys.
She kind of does the flip thing as well. It's like the last few episodes she's gone, right, I'm super evil now.
She did a Daenerys, didn't she?
She did a little bit, especially towards the end. She's like, well, I'm just going to kill all these people because the cause, and if I die, who cares? It's like, calm down.
Realised just the flag smashers were just a really not like. They had the aspects of potentially being a good villain, but actually they just weren't really thinking about it. Like, actually, the more compelling, antagonists were John Walker and Zemo. They were much more
100% agree.
Much more interesting, and it's a shame because actually you've got good acting potential. I do stand. I can't remember her name. The girl playing Carly. I think she's got a little way to go. Yeah, I think she's got a little way to go. She needs to kind of refine her, but I think she's got real potential. I think they could have done her better, but obviously that's not going to happen because she did.
She did.
Yeah, and then Sharon. Well, I know it's comic accurate, whatever. I just felt like they did her dirty because of what I was saying just now was there's that whole Hail Hydra thing with Captain America in the comics, and the way they handled it in the Endgame was a little like, oh, we've done this, but not really.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a cool little same kind of like the Captain Falcon nod as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think I'm glad they're doing Cap 4. I'm glad it's going to be with Anthony Mackie. I think he's very truly earned that role. Not just him as an actor, but his character has truly earned the role. He is Captain America, 100%. I just think he should have the serum. I think Captain America
or a suit. A cool suit, like a panther.
Well, he's got a very comic accurate suit, and we might find out more about it because that's what I think we're next going to see him will be Cap 4 rather than. And I like the fact as well at the end it went from Falcon to Captain.
That was very nice. I did like that.
Don't know if there's any other little bits. I think it rounded off nicely. I think again they should have been 8 episodes rather than 6. A bit more downtime, a bit more character development, a bit more of a chance for John Walker to have a more believable flip rather than just like a
But
everything good now.
What about the well-dressed? Is she ex-Hydra lady?
Oh, the Val Walker's. Sort
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
and there's the old guy in the car who blew up the truck.
That's Zemo's butler.
Is it?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I clearly didn't pick on that detail. Okay, fair enough.
I just want Zemo back, and I want him to meet Jimmy Woo. I think they've got such a weird chemistry. And Darcy, like that. That's the show I want to see.
So, Line of Duty next.
Yeah, why not?
Come on, let's
Okay,
start.
well, do I talk?
So, Sam and Dave, early.
Yeah, so you have the early slot. We'll talk briefly.
Microphone when we talk about current series. Is that right? Have we got that right?
Yeah. I'll try not to waffle.
Sam and Dave.
Go on, Dave. You say first.
How are you getting on with your Line of Duty experience?
Finished first series. I thought the last episode where what's his name? Ben Copper
Gates.
Mm-hmm.
Gates basically nabbed the Kingpin Tommy guy, who's not, after all, the Kingpin.
Yep.
I thought that was really, really clever. He just basically got him to admit over the radio that he'd had people killed or done it himself.
Yeah.
I thought that was very clever. But then Gates just sort of steps out in front of a truck, and you're like,
No, I got that because I thought that made sense because like he doesn't want to kind of die as a bent copper. He got himself.
Yeah, so...
A lot of these characters get themselves into bad situations,
yes.
and then actually, they're not just bad all the way through. That's what I quite like about the show. They're doing bad things, but they're not bad people necessarily.
Or they're doing other bad people.
So
do, so.
I thought that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But then this second bent copper comes out of nowhere, and you're like, you were just sitting at a desk, sort of doing faffing about.
Yeah, because he's undercover, dude. He's not gonna be like, "Yo, I'm bent."
Like he wanted to go Line of Duty.
Interesting. So basically, Tommy is not Kingpin. It goes further up than that. I think. Well, I'm kind of looking at it now, going. I'm just going to assume you're all bent apart from the three.
I mean, that's definitely an approach.
Yeah, apart from Steve Hastings and the girlie, just assume you're all bent, and then when you're proven innocent, that'd be great.
I got Steve is an interesting character.
Steve's ex-boss. There's something going on there.
Oh, he's a prick because he's from Game of Thrones. He's a prick in Game of Thrones. You're pricking.
He tends to play pricks. I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but he's great at acting as an.
Cast type prick.
Yeah.
No, not good. So Sam, where are you up to now?
So I'm at series 4. I'm gonna watch episode 5 in a bit. I had thoughts on Steve Arnott. He's just the sort of person. He's a bit too tightly wound, and he just ropes people up the wrong way. You've noticed. And he just keeps. He's just a bit.
He's right in your face, sort of.
Well, he just
taking you down.
I think he's a bit uncompromising, but he's also a bit hypocritical. I like him. He's just, I like the fact they're all flawed.
Yeah.
I think I might be in love with Vicky McClure as well. Like, oh my god, she's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I've liked her since This Is England, so she's a damn good actor.
Oh mate,
but I like the fact that she's basically Kate with like a slight variation of her surname every time she goes in the cover. Kate, Kate Flamingo, Kate Flamingo. And I kept wanting to joke and say like zero reciprocation and zero
reciprocity. Right, fella.
I like what it says, fella. That's good. I found again without spoiling for Dave. I found Lindsay Denton did my bloody head in. She just has this annoying.
Yeah.
She's going to shut up all the time. Just shut up. Just be quiet. Shut up. You didn't shag you. You're full of shut up.
Brilliantly cast to irritate the crap out of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt bad for her towards the end of season 3. Again, no real spoilers, but I felt bad for her that she a lot of people getting done dirty, and then lots of. I think series 3 was definitely top. That went up a tier.
Was
I think.
That the
yeah.
No, that's
Danny.
No.
The Danny. What was his face? And then
and Doc.
I've got to go and watch it all again. I can't bloody remember a lot of this.
Cool. I started season 2 at the very, very beginning of episode, and it's kind of heading towards sort of 12:30 at night. So I thought I better Saw the scene where they're transporting some witness and they get jumped.
Yeah,
So,
that's the whole season
that's
2.
an interesting start to season 2.
Okay, the one thing I will say is I won't say what character it is, but that whole out the window hospital window.
Oh
bit,
my god!
So bad. Just a poor person just showed up and it's like, oh. Oh,
Dude,
okay,
I remember
then.
when I watched that for the first time. I was, oh my god, that
I was
was.
like, what the okay,
right. That's
It's just-
Lion G,
It's
fella.
like Game of Thrones. There's no character is really safe, and I've sometimes season 5 wondered if some of the 3 of the main characters.
That's what I mean with Steve's new girl in season 5, Chloe. I was just waiting for her to get shot in the face. Like any moment because of that bit in the series, whatever it is, where she gets shoved out the window. It's just like,
Oh, I just felt so bad. Is the fact that there's bits from like season 1, which I do know in season 5 there was a tail end bit that never got the bit with the freezer and the flat. I know that gets picked up in season 5, which I'm really glad about.
Right.
yeah, there's all kinds of callbacks to all kinds of seasons.
Yeah, that was bothering
Kind of
me.
story arcs and interweaving things that come.
That was annoying me to no end. Nothing was mentioned of that, but I don't know what happens, no spot, but I know
I forgot.
Yes.
it revisited. Also, because I'm really Huntley. I think Tanya Newton's really good in it. She's compelling, and I like the fact there was a whole bit that she was saying. You do realize you're mostly going after like female superintendent and DCIs. I was like, that's okay, fair enough, and people of color, and it was an interesting I'm just interested in one thing, Ben Coppers, and I'm impressed. I'm keen to see. I kind of know how season 4 is going to end because of the injury that she has, so I'm assuming that hand's not sticking around.
Have you seen The Shape of Water?
No, I haven't actually.
Well, for anyone that has, you'll get the reference. You know.
Right. Okay. I'm looking forward to season 5 because I know Stephen Graham's in it. I can't remember. He was in This Is England as well. He played. Combo, who is. Again, that's a point. If any of you guys haven't seen, I know you watched. We watched.
Yeah.
Well, did you watch 86?
No, I didn't watch the sequel.
So I don't know if they're on 4. It's quite an intense watch, but if we're looking for something to watch, I would recommend watching This Is England 86, 88, and 90. It's very intense, but it's got Vicky McClure, it's got Stephen Graham, a couple of other actors you'll definitely recognize. It's quite, it's pretty hard hitting, but it's some good stuff. And there's 86 has one of the most intense showdowns I've ever seen. And it's all you can tell. It's all done in one shot. And it's just like. So yes, that's what I'd recommend if we're looking at something. I need to check if it's all on 4. But so Line of Duty. I'm looking forward to catching up. So good. I'm going to go and mute this now.
Definitely.
Yeah. Cool.
So, the first thing it ticked one box, and that was shooting Pilkington.
Oh yes,
Kate with a double tap. Kate with a double tap.
Double tap.
Beautifully done.
Kate.
Well done.
Yeah.
Nice one. That was.
And I was glad that I was proven wrong because I really thought they were going to, they were upping stakes. There's the time bomb on AC-12, the time bomb on Ted, and then there's the drug thing with Steve, which obviously came to a little bit of a conclusion this week, which we'll talk about. And so I thought that Kate was going to be like removing the queen off the board, the chessboard, to make it even worse. They
wouldn't do that. I never saw that.
They would.
No, I think that would be too much of a shock move. I mean, that would be, anyway.
But yeah, I thought they would do something like that, and maybe Jed planned for people to think that way, because initially it was, would she get shot? Then it was like, will she be arrested? And then neither of those things happened.
Yeah.
So, there was sort of a fake out for me, because I was thinking it might go that way.
Yeah, and I like the standoff when they did catch up with her.
That was real tense.
No. But yeah, the interview scene I thought was brilliant. Because they obviously at first it was no comment. You think, jeez, and then she gets a little bit out and then kind of expands and then just closes back down again and keeps doing that, and it just kept you going.
Yeah,
just tell them.
So that was nicely done. I mean, Carmichael is just again brilliant cast.
Brilliant.
So I write notes now for this, just for little sort of like things. My second note is Carmichael's buggering about. My third note is Carmichael's bent, and then a little bit down the list, it's just seriously f off Carmichael.
Yeah, essentially.
Excellent.
She's the worst. Oh my god.
It's brilliant casting, and I just love the way everything that comes out of her mouth is just sarcastic, dripping,
snide, and just kind of like.
I mean, I saw an interview this morning with the actress that plays Jo Davidson, and they said that scene took them like 2 days or so to film, just to get it just right with all the little looks, the sipsing glass of water, and all that stuff. And they kept on laughing at Ted's line with the Mary Joseph and the wee donkey.
The wee bloody donkey. Yeah. That made me chuckle. That did. That was great. Classic.
That was a great Ted line.
So yeah, I just loved it. It was a bit of a down in pace.
But thank God! My heart couldn't have taken another week. Like
lots of
4 and 5.
Holy stuff to get your teeth into, which I loved. I think that's brilliant. I mean, God knows what they do for the finale, but yeah, you might be worth taking the Valium ahead of the episode, so you
quite possibly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. The whole Tommy Hunter thing though, uncle and father.
And matey boy in Spain, and is it really him? He's dead, and
is he really
dead? Then who's running the show and who's pulling the strings?
Yeah, lots of like. I feel like they answered a few questions, but added like twice as many.
Yeah,
yeah. Cause, I mean, we were saying it was a calmer episode, but there's still so much.
Yeah,
I know.
There was kind of a car chase as well, which was that's a new thing for IG.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that twist where they're like, "Oh, we didn't trust AC-12, so we put trackers in all your cars." It's like
his private little motor.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I thought that was great. I loved seeing that because I was like, this is a classic point of when people say, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear. It's like, but what if you've got to fear the people that put the tracker in your car? So I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah,
I thought that was great.
Lots of slightly concerned looks from Hastings whenever Lee Banks gets mentioned now.
Yeah.
He looks like he's a little bit worried about that whole situation, considering Steve now knows, but obviously Hastings doesn't know that.
Yeah.
And Steve now knows his boss has been fired as well. That Carmichael blurted that one out in the middle of nowhere. He was like, "Jesus Christ, woman, don't talk about that."
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of stuff still to be resolved.
Yeah.
And,
I'm very interested to see what they do resolve in
the finale.
The last episode, and what remains unresolved.
Speaking of going back to Sam's thing about series 2, parallels between Lindsay and Davidson, where they just end the episode with her being locked up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh yeah,
because it was the same female policeman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kane.
Is that the one that's like evil because she's like she's always abusing people in the prison?
Yeah, the pair of them. The pair of them that turn up and say, "Oh, we took a wrong turn.
We took a wrong turn. Sorry."
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the one that who abused Jatri?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same one as that. I wasn't sure if they're the same ones from back in the day.
Gonna get interesting.
But yeah, they're a creepy pair.
All right. Cool. Right. Should we leave it there?
I don't know. Predictions for next week, if any.
God knows.
No, let's not.
Knows.
Pay off.
It could go anywhere. Cool.
I think they're going to leave. I suspect they're going to leave it so that the good guys, i.e., Ted, Caton, are in the absolute.
I think Ted's going to be in a bad position at the end of this series.
I get the impression that Ted and Steve are going to go rogue, with Kate as her new position as acting DCI or whatever.
Yep.
Or DI, sorry.
But Steve and Hastings are kind of... Steve is looking real sus at Hastings at the moment. I don't think he trusts him at all at the moment.
Oh, I was thinking he was going back slightly on it with this last episode. I thought he was like, oh, maybe I've read this wrong. Oh, it was my fault because I told Kate that thing and that's causing a problem now.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I'm interested to see what happens with the three character dynamic, because I thought Kate and Steve were going to have a falling out and then they made up and were like, yeah, let's go get them.
I thought that was a bit of like we were saying with the Walker thing. She comes out of prison and she's like, all right, mate.
Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, it was a bit kind of like,
oh, Steve, you're in on it too.
Yeah, but I'm glad that they're they're back together and kind of like they're the team, the dynamic duo again. But I don't know. I'm not sure how the 3-character dynamic's going to work in the last episode. They could.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Maybe, dude. Maybe Kate's been like, "Oh, all right, mate, yeah, everything's fine." She's like, "No, you bastard! I'm going to get you for that."
Yeah, she might do.
Who knows?
I mean, she's used to being undercover and trying to manipulate people to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Cool.
Hand gestures.
Hey!
I realised that. I just popped it out.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know where Dave's disappeared off to, but we'll have to carry on with that. And he's probably fiddling with his pedalboard as usual.
Yeah.
What's that bloody series I've been watching? The weird.
Fortitude.
That's it. Fortitude. Thank you. Well, we finished. Did I mention this last week?
We started series 2 last week.
Yeah, we decided we haven't started season 3 yet, so no update on that. But I'm expecting the usual stuff. But what I did start is a series called Love, Death and Robots.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Seen it.
Yeah.
That is good.
It's.
I mean, it's very.
different.
It's obviously grown-up animation
Mm.
with grown-up language and reasonable amount of UC
Yeah.
and quite lots of violence.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's got. I just love the difference between each story, the different style,
Yeah.
and the fact that it's some very interesting stories with interesting endings and just fascinating.
I mean, a lot of the episodes are adaptations from existing short stories or different things like that. But yeah, the collection to make this anthology series is so varied. And then, of course, accompanied with the art style changes between each episode. Yeah, it's a terrific series.
Yeah.
So,
I'll
yeah,
finish that
I've
off
been-
at some point.
watching that. I think there's a season 2 coming out soon.
Is there?
Yeah,
Oh,
they booked in Netflix booked another series. I think that's due out in May or June.
Oh wow.
oh
Damn.
right.
So,
Damn.
Yeah, and I think is that 18 episodes or something? It's quite a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but just love it. I love that kind of variety. The little short episodes. Some of the wonderful twists at the end. The one about the yogurt was hilarious.
Yeah.
You're taking over the world, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that'd be an improvement personally. But there we go.
That was all done for like an infographic thing, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, it was
Kind of.
very-
Yeah.
simple animation stuff, but really good. I mean, the one I quite liked was the one. It was very what I call kind of Disney cartoon style, very traditional cartoon style about them on a farmers on a planet, and
Oh yes.
and right
Back to
at
the
the
farm.
end it pans out, and you see that they're in a dome, and the dome is crawling with these creatures. So lots of these domes dotted about this planet, and I just love that kind of twist. At the
Yeah,
end.
that was pretty, the farmers with the mechs and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying that.
On the subject
Yeah.
of animation, I could do my section this week, so we got time. Ha.
Oh yeah.
So, one thing to clarify, I mentioned Demon Slayer a couple of weeks ago. I don't know when it was.
Yeah.
And I said it was in like feudal Japan. I was wrong. It's not in feudal Japan. It's in the early 1900s. It's just the main character lives in a village in the mountains somewhere. So it's
Right.
you don't know it's in the 1900s until he goes to Tokyo and he's like, "Oh my God, what is this? Tokyo, electric lights, trams, and what the?" So it's not set in ye olde Japanesey no electricity times. It's actually set 1900s. But that series was fine. I expected more from it because I'd heard good things about it, but it was kind of all the supporting characters are very tropey. There's one that cries all the time, and that's all he does, and it's kind of like. Some interesting plot threads towards the end of characters being like, "Oh, I know this person." You're like, "Well, how do you know them? Why do you know them? You're not supposed to know them." And it just, I think the next series will be more interesting because the main character's sister, who is a demon, has like anti-demon powers. She can counter their magic, and it's like, what's that all about? Why can you do that? So there's some interesting stuff going on there. But I started after finishing Demon Slayer a series called Parasyte, which is not the film everyone was raving about whenever it was. This
2
is
years
with a Y.
ago.
Parasyte with a Y.
I've seen this.
It's very reminiscent of The Thing, the whole John Carpenter thing of head splitting and doing weird. Really good. I was told Demon Slayer was better. I think it's the other way around. I think Parasyte's really cool.
Parasyte's quite. I watched a few episodes. Quite interesting.
Yeah,
take.
really interesting. There's a ton of development in the first few episodes. The character goes through so much, and it's kind of like, Jesus, how's this guy still sane? The only thing I would say is it's got the classic kind of modern day anime of it's a high school student. Of course it is. Just kind of like, so he's got like, so he's got this like, he's got this. So the concept is there are these parasites that can take over a part of a human's body, and they want to go for the brain because then they control the whole body. But the main character gets one in his right arm, I think, or hand, whatever. So he's dealing with all this whilst dealing with school and his crush and all this stuff. So it's got that classic kind of dynamic to it. That's the word. But yeah, really interesting. And the sort of the parasite, which can talk and stuff, doesn't know anything about its own species at first, and it's like it's learning as much as he is, along with obviously the audience. It's interesting, but now it's getting to the point where the parasite's starting to take over like political figures and stuff, and it's getting a bit kind of. Ooh.
that might be an improvement in some circumstances.
Yeah.
There's going to be Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
It kind of is. It's kind of Invasion of the Body Snatchers meets the Thing. That's kind of.
That's an interesting combination.
Yeah,
I like the sound of that.
It's real good. I think it's real good.
Is it Prime?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix. Right.
It is kind of gross in places.
We watch Love and Robots. We'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah. But there is, especially at the start.
A bit of fortitude for some training.
Yeah, there's some sort of grisly murders and obviously heads deforming and slicing people and all that stuff. But it's if you've seen that kind of thing before, you'll be fine. No worries.
Cool.
Right. And then last night, this is the last one before to kill some time, pre-line of duty between getting in from dinner and stuff. I started what I would consider is a micro series because it's incredibly short. It's 5 episodes of 15 minutes long each. It's minute, and each episode is like little mini episodes, if that makes sense, or like 3-minute sort of mini episodes within the 15 minutes.
Oh, so they're all like anthology-esque or like storyline?
They're little kind of I don't know, web cartoons basically. Yes. Quite simply animated, very comic book, but it's called Way of the Househusband, and it's it's about an ex-Yakuza assassin turned househusband.
Oh, wow.
And it is, from the one episode I watched last night, it is hilarious. I wish I could say it's like, his wife gets kidnapped and he goes, no, he doesn't. It's just him being a househusband. It's just him, just like going grocery shopping and then making some food. That's like the whole thing. But everyone is scared of him because he's an ex-Yakuza and he's really intimidating and he's covered in tattoos. But he's just like, no, I just want some bacon to make some burgers. And it's just the weirdest dynamic, but it's so funny. I thought it was really good, and it's really short, so I figure, why not see it through to the end?
All right, should we leave it there?
I think so.
Yeah, leave it there.
Cool, excellent. Right, till next week.
All right.
Bye.